Hello, thanks a lot for choosing the video. If you're watching this, there's a fair chance that your club has just announced it's partnering up with SoRare Global Fantasy Football. In this video, I'm just going to explain to you exactly what you need to know, how it's going to benefit your club, and more importantly, how you can get involved in all the fun as well. My name is Quinny. I've been making content and playing SoRare for over the last year, and I've got to say, guys, it is my most favourite fantasy football project I've ever been a part of. Any game I've played, anything like that at all. I hope you enjoy the video. I hope you are excited to see your club's journey on this partnership as well, and you enjoy the stuff, of course, that's in the video. And if you want to actually get involved yourself and play SoRare for yourself, there's a link in the description down below that will get you started with all the free stuff imaginable. Not to mention, on the channel I give away tons of free stuff myself, not just content but also prizes like cards that have utility in the game. Make sure you do like, subscribe, share, retweet, all that good stuff, guys, and let's get stuck into it. Now for me, there's four massive positives to your club being on SoRare from the club's actual perspective themselves. It's a very fruitful partnership being on the SoRare platform, and it's got to the stage where, you know, I've been on the platform over a year, and it used to be that SoRare were going out and approaching clubs to get on board. Now, just the way things have been going over the last 12 months in particular, is it's actually the opposite. Clubs are actually coming and approaching SoRare to get involved in the platform and get involved in the game. And you might be thinking, why would clubs go out of their way to actually go ahead and make a partnership like this? And it's quite simple. First and foremost is revenue, whether it be direct or indirect. This is global fantasy football. There's no border restrictions on this. There's users all across the world that play this, and they use cards from any team imaginable. And now that your club is on SoRare, potentially, if that's why you're watching the video, they're now going to be buying your players' cards and entering fantasy football tournaments with them. So there's revenue from that because it's licensed. You know, everything on SoRare is licensed by France, by Bayern Munich, PSG, Real Madrid, whoever it is you care to think about. And for a licensing agreement, there's a financial transaction that will benefit the club. When I say indirectly, I know myself from my own experience, I have actually been buying jerseys and hoodies and different bits and bobs from clubs that I've just kind of fell in with, from playing SoRare. Some cards I've got attached to, some players in particular, and there's definitely an enhanced presence from clubs being on SoRare to a global audience of, you know, football fanatics and casual football fans that are open to exploring new leagues and new teams, and happy to fall in love all over again with someone else. It's maybe not their own local club that's stuck in, you know, the lower reaches of a division somewhere, whatever country you're from. The second one is exposure. Now, as you can see here, we've got Ubisoft and a few other kind of partnerships on the Medium post you can read about in more detail. But, you know, in terms of merch and views, actually on football matches, because when you're playing fantasy football and you're taking fantasy football seriously, some of you guys will know if you've been involved in that, or even games like FIFA Ultimate Team or Football Manager, when you take it seriously, you really do get attached to the characters involved, whether it be a champion manager, wonderkid, or an amazing inform card you picked up on FIFA. You do get attached to these things, you know, and this is basically what's happening in a global fantasy football card collecting setting that we've got here on SoRare. The next one is engagement. Now, at the moment, SoRare are primarily advertising, signing new clubs and anything else through social media. It's still very much at the grassroots level from the marketing and the outreach perspective, but the actual game is developing no ends. Every week, every month, there's new innovations, new things coming down the pipeline to make things more robust, more user-friendly, more cost-effective as well. And it can't be said enough how far the global social media presence of fantasy football actually reaches across the world. You know, we've got plenty of players as examples on SoRare, like Martin van der Voort. This little green tick you can see down here, he's actually verified on the platform. He's got his own card, he signs it, and as you can see from his amount of followers he's got here, 3,802, is almost 5 times as much as what he's actually got on social media for his own account, and he's not even verified on Twitter. The list goes on. Every day of the week, my social media is full of different club information, suspensions, injuries, different player accounts, returning progress from injuries, all this kind of stuff. And the social media exposure, not just the players of the club you support, but the club in general, is now going to be exposed to online from, like armchair fans, if you like, is going to be exponential as this platform continues to grow as well. And it's something that, you know, I know from teams I support that aren't on the platform, I can see how much fun the guys have that are like an Ajax supporter or they are a Sporting Lisbon supporter, and all of a sudden they're coming into, there's all these people on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and all these places want to dive into their team and find out more about that starting left back and the backup goalkeeper and that wee kid in the academy. And the engagement on social media is absolutely massive. The potential for it to be even greater than what it currently is ridiculously huge. No less because SoRare themselves are positioning themselves to become a kind of football social media, and they also kind of outwardly hold one of their objectives and one of their goals is to be the one-stop shop for all football online activities, whether that be watching clips of matches, highlights, getting stats and raw data information, and of course the fantasy football, the collecting side of things as well. On that note, if you do join the platform, hit that link down below, of course. But you can come and find me. My name's Quinny. This is my club. You can come and follow me. And when the social media stuff does roll out, then, we can all be getting stuck in with that straight away. But on top of that as well, we've actually got top international football players like Antoine Griezmann, Ousmane Dembele that are actually playing and buying cards on the game now, as well as like guys that are at boardroom level, guys like Rio Ferdinand and Oliver Bierhoff that's got a lot of support from the football community already, because the concept, the idea, the engagement, the deployment, everything around this game has been top notch, and your club's involvement in this only stands in good stead going forward. It really does. How you can get involved in SoRare is very, very straightforward. All you need to do is make an account and get some cards and get playing fantasy football. Now, what does that involve? There's a link down below. You'll get, like I've been telling you, you'll get all the free stuff going, and I really do stress this. Get every free thing you can get possible. It's all linked down there below for you, so you can get started with absolutely everything. Not to mention the videos. One will pop up on screen now that will walk you through opening your account and actually make sure you get the best commons available to you. But outside of that, it is just getting involved in the game and getting stuck in. Now, my club is called FC Barcelona. It was founded on the 20th of June 2020. This is my Hall of Fame. I've got some really good looking cards, and guys, I can't say enough, it's just global fantasy football. Imagine the most perfect fantasy football game you've ever wanted to have. You could have guys from your team competing against the Ronaldos and the Messis of this world, if you like, and no matter if your team's in Japan, or it's in Germany, or it's in Italy, or Scotland, or America. Also, there's not many Scottish clubs on at the moment, it must be said. But you can all compete together. It's not just your domestic, your fantasy football for England, or Belgium, or France, whatever your native country is, America, that kind of thing. It's all no holds barred, everything goes. You can have a 17-year-old goalkeeper from Belgium line up against a 35-year-old Korean forward or something like that in the same team. Just anything goes. My club, I always like to buy players that I actually know and guys that I kind of, quote unquote fall in love with when it comes to football. Guys that I get really attached to, guys whose career I want to follow. And then on top of that, what you'll also end up doing, and what I enjoy doing, is finding good game players. If you've ever played any computer game in your life, you will understand what I mean. There's just different modes, different guns, different attachments. There's things that you get used to in game, and I'm always going to select that sidearm, or I'm always going to select that goalkeeper for Ultimate Team, whatever it might be. And then you quickly find that you pad out your squad with a very wide array of talent from all across the world. They tick a wide variety of boxes. And it's that interaction and it's that gameplay that I thoroughly enjoy and really love. And if you haven't checked any of the content out on the channel, then please, by all means, feel free to do so at your own leisure. It'll be linked down below and all over the place and everything as well. But what is the icing on top of the cake of all that is every card you just seen in my club, every card that gets issued from your club and any club that's been on here before is officially licensed merchandise, and it's wrapped up in the package of what is an NFT. So it's not a digital asset that you would know it from games like Fortnite or FIFA or whatever, where it's disposable with the game. These NFTs, quite simply, are extractable, so you own them. They are no different in terms of their properties, apart from the fact you can't touch them, of course, to a Panini sticker or a Topps Trump card. That is basically all it is. But because it's a digital asset, it is deployed with a game that SoRare have created around it. On top of that, there is a wider community of platforms, third-party programs that operate with these games. We've got ones from Ubisoft, and we have a lot of community-led ones as well, especially ones like SoRare Data, SoRare Buzz, SoRare Mega. The list goes on, SoRare Brag. There's tons of outlets in different places to give the card utility where they can win prizes. Prizes ranges from money. It's paid out typically in a cryptocurrency, which is called Ethereum, as well as other cards and collectibles within the platform. One of the big things that's going to be coming from SoRare, and again, they outwardly hold this as one of their massive milestone achievements they're looking to shoot down as real world experiences. Your club is now partnered with SoRare as well as the biggest clubs in the world. We've already had giveaways, things like signed Ajax t-shirts, football strips, signed Lewandowski tops. I'm sure once COVID restrictions and everything release or ease, we're going to have things like tickets for matches and VIPs this and exclusive that's and add-ons and all the rest of it. The possibilities are endless going forward. And now that your club is a part of the SoRare community, I'm really looking forward to see exactly how that kind of partnership blossoms. Thanks very much for watching the video. I hope you've had a blast. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope I've managed to tell you something that you found useful and informative. All the links are all over the place for you to get started. I highly recommend, I've got a playlist on the channel called New to SoRare Start Here. It is easily the most easy to get through playlist that you'll find, and I've got everything from onboarding companions that will walk you through how to actually open the account up, select your first cards, to ones like intermediate playlists that I have and strategy playlists to help you actually maybe unearth some gems of players that you've never heard of before, or any regions and territories in football that you've never thought of experiencing before. I have so much fun making the content and I have even more fun playing the game, and I hope to see you around. About to pop up on screen there out some things that YouTube thinks you might like. Take care. Bye bye.